Good morning, good morning. Today, our topic of the day is one helpful trick if your throat is really dry in the mornings. So this is a vocal health tip, and I wanted to talk about it because it's getting really cold here, at least in Minnesota, and so the air is much more dry, and a lot of people experience these issues more when it's dry than other times of the year. So, oh my goodness, I almost got ahead of myself. I should let you know about some fun stuff that's happening. There is going to be a really cool training coming up. I'll keep the topic a surprise for a little longer in the Strength Train Your Voice group. So if you're not in the group, you should check it out. You should come join the group. The link is in the description of this video if you're not in the group already. Okay, so if you are like, oh, I've never heard of this, go check that out. Just see if it's for you. You can read the description and figure out if that is a good fit. If not, no big deal. But if you are in the group, you can stay tuned for an announcement for that. So make sure you're kind of keeping an eye on it, all right? Anyway, I want to get back to our topic because it's really fun. Well, not fun to have a really dry throat, but just fun to find a solution to the dry throat problem, right? So the reason why we often deal with such a dry system, dry throat, dry system, so like nasal passages, respiratory system in general, sometimes you'll experience a little bit more congestion or like fluid in the system, or you might feel like you're clearing your throat a lot if your throat is really dry or if your system's really dry because your body's trying to hydrate your vocal folds, your respiratory system, your nose, your mouth, those kinds of things. And so it's overproducing some of the fluid like mucus and stuff like that, even if you're not sick. So you probably aren't sick in this case. You're just dealing with some of the same sort of types of things that you would deal with if you happen to be sick, right? But you know you're not sick because you still feel fine and you aren't dealing with like yucky colors, just like more of the problem, right? So long story short, you wake up in the morning and you feel like your throat's really dry. You feel like, oh man, I'm like, my mouth is really dry, my throat's really dry. First, make sure that it's not a breathing issue. So I know some people who deal with different breathing issues at nighttime can really struggle with this type of thing too. So make sure it's not something like that first. But if you're like, no, it's just like the air is drier in my room or something like that, here is your helpful trick. So there's a couple ways you can solve this trick, but the trick is to hydrate that part of your body other times than just at night. So like, and what I mean by that is you're getting way dehydrated at night from breathing all the dry air. So you want to be able to rehydrate more, and it's more important to rehydrate it in the morning or at night beforehand or something like that. So here are some of the ways you can do that. You can boil a pot of water to get the steam into the air and increase the humidity in your room, in your house, wherever you're hanging out, hopefully the kitchen in this case. You can also take a hot shower or hang out in the bathroom when one of your loved ones is taking a hot shower. So you're breathing in the steam, the increased humidity from that. So that increases your humidity experience, right, this time of year. You can get a humidifier. That is an option, right? That's a little bit more of an expensive option, but it's an option. And then the last one that I really want to tell you about today, and that I'm going to show people in the Strength Train Your Voice group later in a few days here, is getting a personal steamer. So it is basically, there's a bunch of different kinds out there. I will share, you can check out the one that I use in the description below, the steamer that I use. But basically it's a little device that you put around your nose and mouth, and it boils some water for you, but then you breathe in the steam. So you're breathing in the humidity and able to increase your humidity inside your body in that way. So sometimes I'll use that before bed or right after I get up in the morning if it is really dry in my room. even with a humidifier, sometimes that can happen. And so as a singer, this is super important for me because I want to make sure that I keep my humidity or my hydration abilities in my system way high. Because if I'm struggling with that, I have to drink even more water, and then it still doesn't fully help with that issue when I'm singing so much, especially this time of year. So I'm going to demonstrate how to use my personal steamer in the Strength Train Your Voice group in the next couple days. So keep your eyes open for that, people who are in the Strength Train Your Voice group. And if you are watching this in the future, that video will live in the guide section of the group. So feel free to hop on over to the group. The video is still there. You can search it in the guide section. There's tons of stuff in the guide section that you can learn from and look into. So that'll be an extra, that's a bonus training in that group that you can go check out if you're watching this in the future. But if you're watching it in the present, go hop over there now so that you're there and in the group and ready to go when that training pops up. And you can ask questions live when in the training while I'm doing it. So you can be like, oh, I don't quite understand. How does this piece work? Or how does that piece work? So I'll give you a demonstration on how to put it together and how to use it. So have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you tomorrow morning or in the video for how to use the steamer. So stay tuned. Bye for now.